Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. On the way to work and decided I would come and talk to y'all. I said I'd make another video about Kingdom Hearts, so here we are. So, as you all know, if you followed me for a long time, I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. I've played everything except for the phone game and Recoded, the only two that I haven't really gotten through. I have Union Cross on my iPad. I play it every now and then, but I just don't care. I can't be asked. But, you know, I'm not one of those who just played Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. I know I made a comment about the age that I was when each of those came out, and somebody on some random videos like, well, you know, if you waited from Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3, you missed out on, like, dude, I've played every game. I just kept saying, just shut up, just stop. But anyways, I'm not gonna get into the Kingdom Hearts fandom and some of the crazy people that are there. Let's talk about a few things when it comes to the game. So, I got the game expecting to see resolutions of a lot of things that have been going on since, you know, I was about 14 years old. And, you know, some of that did happen, but just the game all in all was not that good in my opinion. Maybe it was the hype that I've had for the game for so many years, or I don't know, but it just didn't turn out the way that I had anticipated. So let's get into a few little details. We'll first talk about the gameplay. The gameplay of Kingdom Hearts has evolved throughout the years. You know, you had the original style in 1, that evolved in 2. I'm not going to talk about Chain of Memories because that doesn't count. But they started to go towards the command decks with Birth by Sleep and the games after that. It started to kind of be in that style, and you know, I feel like they did a good job with that. Excuse me, people driving slow. The command decks, that was done very well, and I feel like it was a good gameplay style and everything. And it was more of a step backwards compared to Kingdom Hearts 2. That kind of stepped it back a little bit closer to how Kingdom Hearts 1 played. Then enter Kingdom Hearts 3. With Kingdom Hearts 3, I feel like it was a step backwards again with the gameplay as far as giving the player control. In Kingdom Hearts 2, it was just so much more interactive, I feel. Kingdom Hearts 3, it's a lot of let me hold your hand while you mash the X button, and oh, you push triangle sometimes. I barely ever use the links, aka summons. I never used them. I didn't see the point because, you know, you're hitting stuff with the X button and then you start using your magic, and then once you start doing everything, you have like 3 or 4 finishers that pop up. So you might want to change into your next Keyblade form, which, okay, that's cool. Some of those are good, some of them are kind of annoying. Or you might, well, I guarantee you're going to have some of these stupid attractions that pop up, and that just, for me, it pulls you out of the game, in my opinion, while you're using your Keyblade and your magic and your Keyblade forms, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's ride some teacups, or let's do a raging rapids real quick, or a pirate ship. I'm just like, I didn't like it. And they last for so long, and you barely have any input to how things are going to turn out. And who wants to ride a freaking amusement park ride to do attacks? It just didn't work for me. I didn't like it. It was just really weird. The next thing, I don't know, they made Sora way too strong. For someone who apparently has forgotten all of his skills and lost his power after Dream Drop Distance, he has way more. And I just wish that they had left at least one of his, like when you use the regular Keyblade and you go to second form, I was thinking like, ooh, I'm about to have 2 Keyblades. Nope, just the one. So, you know, it was okay. the gameplay, it's still the same fast-paced Kingdom Hearts gameplay that you're used to, but I just feel like it was a step backwards. The story, that's where things really go awry. As I was playing through it at first, I was like, these Disney worlds are kind of meh. They're very pretty, everything looks great, but, I was going through and I was getting those little snippets of parts where the story really didn't mesh well, like in Monsters Inc. with Vanitas being revived by the negative emotions of the screams and stuff. That was cool. I like how they did that. In Toy Story, how they were just pretty much like, yeah, shut up, this story's stupid. That was funny to me. But all the worlds that did their own thing with the story, and it wasn't just a rehash of the movie, I feel like those are done very well. So once again, that being Toy Story, Monsters Inc., and what's the other one? Big Hero 6. I like those. But the rest of them, especially Frozen, like why do I have to go through and sit through Let It Go? I was sitting there playing that, and my roommate heard it, and I was just like cussing, like, what the heck is this? I don't want to hear this. And he's just laughing. And walked in and saw, like, they're really making you sit through Let It Go. And yes they are. It's very annoying. But, it is what it is. But pretty much through the entire story, Sora's trying to get the power of waking or whatever, and it never happens. It never comes to be until the very end. You finish with all the Disney worlds. It's like, oh, so where in other Kingdom Hearts games, each world has a little snippet that actually matters towards the story, and then the midpoint, you have some big revelation that really has something to drive the story forward, and then the ending happens. That's how Kingdom Hearts games 1 and 2 were set up. This one is just like, nah, we just gonna tell you that you need to get this power of waking. You're gonna go through all of these Disney worlds for no apparent reason, and then at the end of all the Disney worlds, we're gonna rush all the stuff that you've been waiting for at your face, and it's not really going to have it's not really going to be a good payoff. And that was annoying to me. So here are the spoilers if you don't want to really go for it. So just don't watch anymore if you don't want spoilers. Now, the Kingdom Hearts Facebook has been tripping me out with how much they've been trolling people. They've been showing people like Maleficent talking about, like, oh, what's she doing? She has big plans. Like, yeah, she might, but you don't see any of it in Kingdom Hearts 3. She is in like all of the 3 scenes in the entire game. It's like, okay, why is she here? I get that you're trying to set up the next chapters of Kingdom Hearts, and she's probably going to have a really big role in that part, but why is she even in Kingdom Hearts 3? They could have just left her out, let her appear in the epilogue, and that would have been enough. That was fine. But and then Kyrie. Oh, Kyrie and Lee. 2 people that everybody has been really wanting to see what's going to happen. They made a big deal about, oh, we're going to train them up, and they're going to be ready for the Keyblade War, and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be great. Man, and Kyrie, it's my turn to protect you. Girl, go sit down somewhere. You ain't doing doggone thing. Kyrie, I've never really paid attention to this while I played these games, but she is the worst character in the series, man. How is her nobody and somebody that's a copy of Sora but looks like her? How do they have more personality than her? Like, all she ever does, they just make her the damsel in distress. And I felt like, my thought process for Kingdom Hearts 3 was, what if in this one you don't run around with Donald and Goofy the whole time? What if there's a point where you're with Riku and Kyrie? since everybody has their Keyblades. You know, that'd have been a cool time for you to actually be running around with them. And, you know, I just feel like that would make a lot more sense. But no. If you've not played through the game, like I said, get away. But why did they decide to, you know, you save Aqua, and that was great. I had a few little feels there because, you know, Aqua, that's my girl. I loved her in Dream Drop. She was the MVP, the real one, even though her voice acting was pretty bad. But I liked her. But you save her, and then everything just kind of goes 100 miles a minute. You save her, then you immediately go to Castle Oblivion, which gets back. She turns it back to what it was before. I think Land of Departure, is that what it was? I forgot the name of all the stuff. But yeah, she turned it back. Then you immediately save Finn. You get to fight as Aqua. It's my turn to go, don't you go. You fight as Aqua to fight against Vanitas, and she's like, oh no, this is my fight, to Sora. And then she immediately gets bodied, and Sora's like, he wishes really hard, and then the power of waking works. I'm like, oh, so that's it. Power of waking works. Finn's awake. Boom, we go and fight. First off, why didn't they send Riku with Sora? And because he actually had the power of waking and knew how to use it, so why didn't he go with them to wake up Finn? That's weird. But yeah, as soon as all that stuff happens, you immediately go to the graveyard because you woke up 2 people. Yay, we got 2, and now we have our people because we have Lee and Kyrie, and they know what they're doing with Keyblades. Not. And as soon as you go to the Keyblade graveyard, you get immediately bodied. Everyone literally dies. And Sora, very uncharacteristically, gives up immediately. He immediately gives up and is crying and all that stuff. It's like, dude, you've been through so much. And then you immediately, you don't even fight back. Kyrie, who says she's going to protect you, she just sits there and wants Terra Nort to just hit her in the top of the head with a Keyblade, just go sit there and take it. And then Sora, instead of going and fighting and blocking, he's like, nah, let me just go hug Kyrie and we just gonna die together. Like, what? What was it? What? But yeah, that crap happens. Everybody dies. And then all of a sudden, we're in the final world, which is the world in between death and whatever. And Sora somehow keeps his form because Kyrie wished long enough and hard enough for him to stay alive. So I guess that she did save him, even though they all died. And then they all come back. And one thing that was annoying about this story as well is they left something that was very, very pivotal to the story. Very important. And they made it to where you could miss it. There's a point when you can talk to Naminé when you're in the final world. I didn't see it until I watched it on YouTube, but one of my friends went a second playthrough and asked if we had seen that scene. In that scene, she straight up tells you that she's found Terra's lingering will, and she's gonna see if she can talk to him. And that is what happens when Sora saves everybody's heart using the power of waking, which is for some reason time travel and erasing the past versus, I don't know, plot convenience. They go back, and then when Terra Nort is about to do his thing again and body everybody just like it happened in the first place, Terra's lingering will comes up and fights Terra Nort and holds him back for a while, and then they have to fight the Heartless Tornado. That's what I'm going to call it. The Heartless Tornado. Dude, you could have turned a long time ago. What were you doing? You can't drive. Anyways, they had to fight the Heartless Tornado, and that's where Union Cross comes in, and the old guys from there and the people who played the game a lot got their credit to where you just smash triangle to win. I almost died there because I was just hitting triangle and I wasn't dodging. I'm like, oh crap, I actually have to play the game. Alright, cool. I thought it was just a big cutscene. But that crap happens, and then that's where all the plot just goes a mile a minute. You go through a gauntlet fighting through the organization. And, you know, it was Mickey and Riku fighting against... It started off with Ansem, or was it Xemnas? One of them, and they just disappeared. But, I mean, pretty much you just go through and fight all the people, and they have their little things that they're saying, setting stuff up for Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever is coming next, basically, with all the nobodies returning, and Sora's like, oh, we can be friends when you're back to normal, yay! Poof away to nothing, blah, blah, blah. The only things that really mattered there was Terra being revived, and it shows that he was the Shadow for the longest. He was actually in there, and from what I understand, it's been a battle for his consciousness, and he's been going back and forth between the two for the longest time, but, you know, Xehanort has won the most. But, you know, here's another plot hole. Why is Terranort there being possessed by Xehanort when Xehanort was revived? I'm guessing maybe it was a time travel thing and they went and got people from that time period, so maybe that was this Terranort that was possessed at that time. I don't know. The story's stupid. But anyways, he gets revived, and Finn and Aqua and Terra have their nice little reunion where they're crying and blah blah blah. Yay, we're friends. Woo. Then you go in and you fight with Kairi and Lee to see how they're doing, and you're fighting against Saix and Xion. And Saix and Xion, and Xemnas appears in there for some reason too. But Xion, just, why is she there in the first place? And then when she's there, out of nowhere, like, how did they recreate her? How? How did that even happen? Because you had to beat her so that all of her memories could go back to Sora. And then Finn went back into Sora and they were, you know, he was one again. Xion was never supposed to exist. So that was just, you know, when they were putting Sora's memories back together, they made a replica and they stole some of his memories and put it on here. But he got all that stuff back. So how'd they get that stuff from her again to make her? I don't know. And they were supposed to forget about her when she died. But then they saw her and it's like, yeah, oh, that's my friend, Xion. And Xion ends up being part of the organization, which I don't know how they even got her to be a part of the organization. So just how? A lot, it doesn't make sense. As you're breaking it down, it makes no sense. Oh, it's so stupid. But anyways, more plot convenience strikes, and when Xemnas tells Xion to kill Axel, she starts crying, and then Sora, power of waking that he doesn't know how to control, boom, heart just pops out of him and goes into the replica that was waiting there for him, and Roxas is there, and then they all fight together, and it's just and as soon as Xion turns on the organization, Xemnas kidnaps Kairi, and yeah, that's a thing. So she fought once the entire game, and then she gets kidnapped and has no point in the game at all again, and is replaced by Xion. After you finish all that crap, was there any other really big moment with those? Not really. I think that was the biggest part. Those friends, the ice cream bunch, got back together and they cried and yay. Then you go and you fight Xehanort. Xehanort is a beast, and he just kind of embodies Kyrie, and most fans rejoice because Kyrie has been a useless sack of crap this entire game series, and we wanted her to get her moment, but she didn't get her moment to shine and break into a million pieces and die. And it was, I mean, it made me feel some type of way. I'm like, oh no, Kyrie died. But, I didn't care enough. The sad thing, though, is that I feel like it was wasted. Sora didn't really react that much. He had a few tears and a little bit of anger, but throughout the whole Xehanort fight, he just didn't seem to care that much. He didn't want to get revenge and all that. And it was, I don't know. I feel like he should have reacted a lot more. Or maybe Sora woke up and was like, well, I mean, if we're going to be real, Kyrie ain't really done nothing this whole time, so why should I really be crying over him like this? I mean, she said she was going to protect me, and then she didn't even fight. She didn't even fight back when he kidnapped her. She did the same crap. I don't know. But that happened, and then you go and fight Xemnas. No, sorry, not Xemnas. You fight Xehanort. There's too many names. You fight Xehanort. He does some Inception type stuff where he's making the world collapse and flip and all this kind of stuff. And you finally beat him in what I feel like was honestly kind of a letdown in comparison to some of the boss battles in the prior games. He was a little bit lackluster, but you beat him, and then it turns out that Master Ericus wasn't gone. He was actually in Terra's heart, so he's been with Xehanort this whole time, and Xehanort wasn't. They ended up making him not a bad guy, just a person who was a little bit on the wrong path, and he ends up going to Keyblade Heaven with his friend with his friend Ericus, and they're like, oh, okay, I believe you. Yeah, that's cool. You were just misguided. We forgive you, my friend, who caused all of these issues and was playing with our lives and possessing little boys and all this kind of crap. But all right, you're a friend in my book, and yeah, everybody lives happily ever after. They're all friends on Destiny Island, and even though Kyrie dies, Sora goes and uses that power of waking that he doesn't understand to go and revive her again. And the game ends with her and him sitting on that Palpu tree, but oh wait, Sora's not really there. He fades away. And I didn't care enough to really get the secret ending myself, so I looked it up on YouTube, and Sora wakes up in Shibuya. Some people are saying that it's going to be like The World Ends With You. Oh, that's ice on the road. That's cool. Some people say it's going to be like The World Ends With You and he's there, and I don't know. But he did wake up in Shibuya, and Riku woke up in, it looks like, that Verum Rex. Looks like he woke up in that game because Yozora was there, and I don't know, man. The story, it did resolve some points, but all in all, it was just really lackluster and rushed. If they had saved Aqua in the middle, and then you slowly put some stuff together, and she teaches you some things, since she's actually a Keyblade Master, and Sora's not, they could have done a lot of stuff with that, but they didn't. It was just such a wasted opportunity, and the story was just rushed. It was Disney World, and then we're just going to rush to the end. So, all in all, the game was a bit of a letdown. And I know the series isn't over, but I don't know if I even care enough to try to see what happens from here on out. But I have spent this entire time ranting about Kingdom Hearts with a completely crazy story and me not knowing what's going on because, well, look, the story is simple and nobody knows what's going on. But anyways, I've made it to work. I will talk to y'all later. 24 minutes of rambling. Peace.